everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Ardmore Connect. My name is Josh Pagan.
And I am Brian Cronin, and with us today, we have Patrick Gorham from PrimoHoagies out in Ardmore West Shopping Center.
Hi, Pat.
How you doing, Pat?
How's it going, guys?
Hey, so just give us a little bit of history. I know we were talking before the show, but give us a little bit of history about yourself, who you are, how you got into PrimoHoagies, and how did you pick Ardmore?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my name's Pat Gorham, the owner of PrimoHoagies in Ardmore, and I got into it probably when I was around 19 years old. Started working in the Wildwood store. A couple of my buddies from the neighborhood were all going out there just to do a summer job, which we thought was going to be pretty easy, like 25 hours a week. Still have time to hang out and go on the boardwalk and stuff. Ended up being a lot more where I ended up working like 50 hours a week, 60s, just because it was so busy and how many people came from all over the place, everywhere. We just come into this one spot, passing all these different spots in Wildwood just to come to Primo's. So started working there, and then probably at like that 19, I seen like this is pretty wild how much money's flowing through here just with hoagies and how the brand is phenomenal. So then we pretty much started it with that. And then after that, it kind of just took off and bounced around like a little bit, working at different stores, just like on the weekends while trying to go to school. And then eventually, a couple of my friends that I didn't start working for corporate, they're like, there's a store in Ardmore. Guy, he's did it for 2 years, kind of burnt out, would definitely like to get out. I was like, I'm taking rides. I never heard of Ardmore. I live in Port Richmond. Probably went from Port Richmond a while, was probably the extent of my travel. So when I came up here, I sat in here for like 45 minutes and tell him I was like the guy interested in buying a store, and even just riding here, I just seen the potential. Seeing that the people were coming in, the clientele, I was like, man, this is nice. Like young, older, it was, huge. Just like so many different people were, in and out. And I was like, man, this could be a spot. I wonder why this guy wants to get rid of it. And he simply said, it just ran him ragged. He was done, just wanted to cash you out. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll be back in a week. And, once we started some negotiating, and I was like, I'll take it. I was like, I'll take this burden off your hands, allegedly. And then, that's how I got involved.
And when was that?
That was 2011, January 11th, 2011.
Wow.
I only remember because 10 months later, I was supposed to get married. And that's when I did get married. And my wife, my now wife, was like, are you nuts? You're about to buy this business 10 months before we're getting married? I was like, I think we have to do it. So
you got the business 1/11/11, and you got married 11/11/11?
I got married, 11/09/12. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wow, that's pretty good though. I mean, you've been doing a long run here, so things have been working out for you.
Yeah, man. It's been there's definitely some ups and downs without a doubt, but
Sure.
for the most part, it's the best. I love coming to work every day. There's always, there's so many great people that come in here. Definitely the people who I work with are awesome. I mean, I feel like that is probably the most rewarding thing. Everyone's in here, always in a good mood. We're always like, it's never like crazy serious. I tell everyone, at the end of the day, we're really just making lunch, so
True.
Let's not get too nuts about it,
You're not open for breakfast. You're just strictly open for lunch.
Nah, we open the doors at 10 o'clock. We get in here around like 8:45, 9 o'clock, just to get everything prepped. Start cutting the produce, stuff like that. Get the produce out of the way, start baking the bread. This way, and then everything's like totally clean. We just open up, unscathed, and everything just looks great.
Well, Pat, speaking of making lunch, let me ask you something. What is your favorite item on the menu?
It's so funny because my sandwich is so simple. I recently switched it up. I love the ham and cheese. I guess it's maybe from like my grandma making it for me my entire life, So, but then I start doing the big T, which is ham, cheese, and turkey.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really get to I don't get crazy. I'm a sissy when it comes to the Italian because the hot capicola is too spicy for me.
Really? Okay.
I kind of keep it simple. Yeah, so that's what
You have a mild version of a Italian.
Which I'm pumped up about because it's good. It's good for me anyway. So, yeah, I get
hot peppers is what you're saying.
Yeah, I can't mess with the hot peppers. People get the long hots. They're like, put extra long hots on there. I'm like, you must be a maniac. Like, you got to be. How tough for you? I was like, I couldn't touch this. I get like, choked up when we cook them. I can't imagine swallowing them.
You're more the sweet pepper type of guy.
Big time. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely on the sweeter side.
So tell me what your day is, like your average day. You said you go in, you bake the bread, you cut the produce. Like, do you get produce from a local area, or how do you?
So we pick our produce. We get our produce delivered. It's a Delaware Valley Fruit and Produce.
Okay.
It's a local guy, picks it up at the Produce Junction, and I think he does a ton of business up and down Lancaster Ave. This guy's name's John. He drops it off every other day. He's dropping produce off here, so we keep the other stuff in the walk-in. This way, it's as fresh as possible.
Sure.
So yeah, and he's awesome. Prices are always real good. He never james me up, so I like him. We've been together for 10 years since I opened the store.
Oh wow, that's even better. So you had a vendors right away.
Where do you guys get your bread from? Do you guys have a recipe you make?
So it's all from Lissio's.
Okay.
Lissio's gets huge now. Like before, they were kind of small when I remember working back in Wildwood. Now they got Geno's, they got Pat Steaks. They do every time you turn around the Phillies. So we get that dropped off every day. I get like just enough to get me through probably 12 o'clock baked, and then the rest we get partially baked bread, and we have ovens in the back, and we bake, we can bake like 16 loaves at a time.
That's smart.
And that's why, that's why the bread's fresh. Otherwise, if I got it dropped off at 8 o'clock in the morning, by 7 o'clock at night, it was pretty tough.
Yeah, that's a good call, actually. Huh.
And you never run out of bread either. So, before we'd get it dropped off, and then, all right, 90 loaves, they're gone. You're shutting down your day sometimes 4 o'clock.
I've actually started seeing that a lot more with businesses that do sandwiches that specialize in them. They'll only get 200 rolls for the day, and then whenever they're done, they're done.
Yeah, and I just don't know how. Especially if you're renting a spot and you need to make as much as you can, So that's why every store has the ovens, and then you have all that extra bread in your freezer, and you pull it out, and it's already partially baked. So you realistically should never really run out. The Super Bowl, when the Eagles were in it, it came pretty close, but I was kind of happy because it was a 26-hour day of work. It was murder. I was like, man, I went home, slept for 2 hours, came back, and we started baking the bread. And I was like, this is tough, man. Great day, but, a little tough on the body.
You wouldn't want to have it every day, then.
Yeah, right.
I think we get a lot of our sandwiches from you when we do Brokers Opens. I work in Narberth at the Damon Michaels team, and I've picked up sandwiches from you guys several times, and they're always great.
Yeah, a lot of the trays, they'll grab trays, I guess, for the open houses.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, I'm jammed up. Can you help me out? I was like, I try and never say no.
Whenever they have extra, I love to be like, yep, I'll take them. I'll bring them on.
Like that. Absolutely. I hear that.
So since this pandemic has happened, have you changed the way you do business in your store and how you sanitize and clean your produce and how your employees handle the food itself nowadays? Is it the same as before, or is it different?
It's slightly different because we've always worn gloves and hats, and always pretty crazy about cleaning. Just always want to keep it clean because there's a million spots people can go to that have good food. So you got to kind of separate yourself by keeping everything nice and clean constantly. We put up with plexiglass. I put that up a while ago in the front of the store. But initially, once I seen it getting kind of bad in mid-March, I'm in Target. I'm like, what can I do? I can't have the plexiglass put up for another week. I'm like, I need to do something to so it's still safe. So it was crazy. I'm right there in aisle 10 at Target. I grabbed a bunch of shower curtains, clear ones. We cut them out, taped them, put them up, and people were like, wow, this is really nice. I'm like, if you think this is nice, I'm like, what I have coming is going to be great. I'm like, but thanks, I was like, I'm just in here with scissors early with a bunch of Primo tape, trying to tape it up so it doesn't look nuts. And then it ended up working. I think people really, they seen that we made an effort early. And then the next, a week later, then the plexiglass was up, and I think people really were responsive to that and thought that was a great idea. And now with the mask, we everyone always wears a mask, and we just sanitize probably instead of once every hour. And now it's every 10 minutes. Anytime someone has something free, we're trying to wipe down the doors, everything. Just going on it. Obviously, no one to get sick, and take it very seriously.
Yeah. You form your lines outside, for people to come in.
So what we have outside, for what I was doing for a while until obviously the air conditioning bill went up a whole lot and I was getting flies. I just left the door open, and I would tell people, come in, order, go outside, and we'll bring it out to you. So that was working great. Then some Saturdays it was getting so busy that they're blocking traffic. People were down the street. I'm like, turn the line this way, maybe you go, I guess. And so what we really try and do, the all lines picked up awesome. So people are in the store for maybe 5 seconds, get their food, and they walk out. Wasn't a whole lot of walk-ins initially. And we really just, I put chairs out front 6 feet apart. Hey, sit down and we'll bring it out to you. Just try and make it more convenient and as easy as possible.
Now, do you find that your location is tough or good for you, for people to find?
Initially, it was very tough. I had flags. I had all these flags high, and then I had flags on Lancaster Ave until, you know, the first property manager I dealt with, he's like, "What are you doing with these flags out here?" I was like, I've been waiting for you. I was like, I've been waiting for you to yell at me for the last month. I was like, but I needed to get these out here because I'm in the back. I was like, you know, some people don't know I'm there, regardless of how much advertising I do. I was like, I'm in the back because in order to be out front, you probably got to be rich. I'm not rich. It's like double. It's super expensive. I was like, you know, and,
your location in the building, if you were like in the front area, that's
probably close to double.
Yeah, commercial real estate, man. You know, the little things you don't think are very important, being 10 feet off of the road.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing possible. There, they're selling you as a business, so you got to be there. I think what you guys have good going on for you, other than what you've already got and the reputation, is you got a lot of parking. So you become like a destination that people can go, oh, let's go to Primo's and get the 3 trays. It's easy. I could pull up.
Yeah, they park all in the back and they pull up right in front of the store, and it's convenient. It's really easy. I mean, they're like, hey, the cop's gonna give me a ticket. I'm like, if they do, I'll give them a sandwich. I'm like, to leave you alone. So I don't think so. I was like, I haven't seen it yet. No one's got a ticket here yet. So you'll be good. I was like, so many of the the cops, and they all come in here. I was like, so no, we have a great relationship. So I see no issues whatsoever. You're more than welcome to park there.
You got a very variety of different clientele that come in.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Like I said, like very young, all the way middle age, up until, I had a lady yesterday, Beverly. Her name was Beverly. She wanted to play for her and her girlfriend sandwiches, all like separate. She walked in. She was probably, I'm saying, at least 78 years old. And we're laughing. I'm like, Beverly, she's like, oh, well, what do you call it? Eleanor, she makes sure wants to pay for her separate than mine is, we don't, I was like, no problem. I just laugh because she's in line and there's like, St. Joe's kid right behind her. It's just, so it ranges all the way up to the top.
Now, do you guys are running any specials right now? Do you have anything current that you're doing for customers?
Every Monday for the Primo's Rewards members, and it's all at the bottom receipt. You just log right in, or we sign you up at the computer. I do $2 off all Primos across the board.
Oh.
So any Primo size hoagie you get, like for instance the Italian $10.49, you get it for $8.49, no limit. So if you come in and get 200 Primos, you would get $2 off each one.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, that's even great. Yeah. So especially when you're doing like those big open houses and you need to trade, it works out well for you.
Yeah, Monday went from being such a slow day to now I have to bring an extra person on during lunch with me because it's so much busier.
That's a good problem to have, though.
It is. Yeah, I have no problem with that, man. It's fine. Like a couple of Mondays, I'm like, wow, we're really falling behind. I'm like, we need to bring someone else in. This is bananas. So, yeah, it's all right.
So come January, you're going to be on your 10-year anniversary. You have anything special planned for yourself?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. I'll tell you what, it's so crazy because 10 years is definitely going by quick. It seems like, I feel like this is my best year, which, I hear in the restaurant business, it takes 5 years to start making money. So I guess I just took a little longer at 10, which is fine. But, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm probably not going to do anything special, man. Maybe I'll run a special here for the customers, but definitely just want to be here. And then who knows, maybe I'll get here a little early and look around and think, wow, I've been here 10 years. But after that, the phone's going to start ringing. So
what about a 10 hoagie for $10 special?
Yeah, right. We'll have to come up with something.
But now, do you, since it seems like you work a lot, so I guess you don't really have a lot of time to walk around Ardmore at all to check out any of the other businesses in town.
Like once in a while, I'll get out there and I'll go to some spots, check out. Like,
you have like a particular place you like to go to?
So I really like, there's 2 spots I really like. I like Iron Hill Brewery, going there.
Yes.
I thought it was awesome when they opened that. I was like, this is great because I'd never seen one prior. And Ardmore Q is hands down my favorite spot.
Oh,
I love going in there.
Right?
Yeah, because Chef Duffy comes in here and he was telling us prior to open, he's like, I'm going to open this, what do you call it? I'm going to open up this barbecue spot. And no one even recognized him. There's one guy who works there. He's like, you know who he is? He's the chef who's on all the bar rescue stuff. And then you wouldn't even know it because he was so cool and he was just like trying to like just give me advice, and I was like, this guy seems to know a lot, and then it all started making sense, and he's probably in here once a week, man, and I love going there. It's a good spot.
Well, you made a good comment. What is the best advice you ever received as a business owner?
I received business a while ago, and it was told, and it rings so true to recently. And the dude said, "You're going to open up a business." He's like, "Remember this: no one is going to save you. It's all on you. It's all on you to get everything going and keep it going." He's like, "Once you have good people around you, then that's great." He's like, "Then you're going in the right direction. But if things go bad, you know, it's on you. You failed the people that are working with you. So." Just remember, no one's ever going to just come and give you a whole bunch of money or give you, here's a slicer, here's a new bain marie. Oh, your air conditioner's broken. Here's a new air conditioner. He's like, no one's going to save you. And he's like, if you go in with that mentality and just like not give up, he's like, that's the best advice I can give you.
That's some good advice.
Yeah, it's a great, especially like recently, because you know, obviously with mid-March, everyone's business was doing, you know, everyone's probably very scared.
Yeah.
So.
I think I saw you about March too, right? I was handing out those. We were going to
be talking,
Easter egg hunt right when everything sat down, and like, you know, we were like, "Are we doing the Easter egg hunt?" And I go, "So otherwise, we're still doing it." But then, literally, like I think 4 days after I saw you, it was like, "No, we're not doing any Easter egg hunt."
Yeah, man, it was tough, man. It was scary. So, but what are you gonna do? I mean, I really can't. I don't even want any like sympathy or anything like that, because like, hey, I had to close the store like hour-wise, but I didn't have to close my doors. Really feel for the businesses that had to close their doors. If you can keep your doors open, you have a shot. And you know, it's up to you to try and do anything possible you could think of to you know, keep the people working with you and try and make some cash. If you can't even open your door, I mean, then that's an unbelievable hurdle, and it's really I feel for them.
Yeah, it's like you need almost like a thumbs up to say go ahead and do your business, where it's like, you know, that's just the most difficult thing, is waiting for that thumbs up to come in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you're waiting for the phones to ring when you start your own business, now you're waiting for someone to tell you you can start your business that you have was thriving. You know, so that's very tough, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question about Primo. What sets Primo apart and different from any other sandwich place out there, in your opinion? Is it
I would say
or is it the bread? Like, what is your opinion? What sets you apart from everyone else?
Definitely two things. It's definitely the ingredients are, you know, top notch, and it's the fact that we make your sandwich fresh. No sandwiches are pre-cut. You walk in, you order an Italian, you get that Italian right then and there. So that's it. And then sometimes, I mean, it can be a little tough sometimes, because sometimes someone might order 8 sandwiches. They got to wait 10 minutes because we're cutting it right then and there. So that's it. It's the freshest ingredients, and it's made to order, which a lot of places, you know, I understand it's got to be hard for, you know, some places to do that, but that's our motto, and I never see that changing at all, and I don't think it should, because you're getting the meat right away. It's nice, fresh, cold, and it's awesome. And the bread, same thing. It's baked pretty much every hour and a half, and if it's a busy day, it's getting baked every 40 minutes.
I will admit, the sandwiches I've gotten from you guys are always consistently good. The wait time, look, I have no problem waiting a little bit longer if the person in front of me has 10 sandwiches they're picking up, because I know mine's going to be just as good. So I can totally appreciate what you guys are doing over there.
Yeah, man, that's the toughest part. We try and like space out the times. But you know, some people, they tell them 20 minutes. I was like, you tell them 20, they're going to be here in 10. So you got to tell them 25, maybe they'll be here in 15. And help us out.
So you find it's a lot easier to order on the phone than it is in person. Call ahead of time.
Oh, big time. So much easier on the phone, and also by utilizing the online dashboard. By ordering online, I mean, it's all done. So you do it, and then you walk in, you say, hey, I'm Brian. Here, Brian, thanks. You walk out with your 8 sandwiches, and you'll see people that are there like, why'd he get his sandwiches first? I'm like, he ordered online a half hour ago. He's done, you know? So that's kind of the way to do it.
Now, do you use DoorDash or Caviar or anything like that?
Yeah, so we use DoorDash, Caviar, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. We use all 4. Yeah. They're all, I mean, they all do decent. Grubhub's king, and DoorDash kills it. But, you know, they're still all 4 of them are worth having.
I've heard from a lot of businesses that have like the Grubhub, DoorDash, et cetera, and they're very unhappy with them. What do you feel about that? Do they help with the business? I mean, are they because I've heard the argument that people could just do it themselves, and that they're just charging the customer too much money. So do you feel any type of way towards that?
See, the only thing that my biggest probably complaint is they come so quick. So if caviar comes and it's 5 sandwiches and 2 of them are chicken, they're there in like a minute. And like on the tablet, we have 15 minutes, just like anybody. And then obviously you can make it 20 if you're getting overwhelmed, but they're that fast. So that would be my biggest complaint. The fees stink, because they hit the customer as well as they crush me. But I guess it's the convenience of it that you don't have to have, we have a delivery driver between 11 and 3 every day. But sometimes between 3 and 8, you get no delivery. So what's the sense of having someone just sit around? And it's, it's kind of, pointless. So it helps in that aspect. And to be honest with you, with the Grubhub and the caviar and stuff during, when people were not, quarantining, it was really busy. Like it's picked up a lot. So I can see why customers as well as restaurant owners, because you got a big order and dude's now your phones are ringing off the hook and this guy's banging on the way. Hey, I'm here for caviar. That's frustrating, especially when it's really busy. But for the most part, have your ups and downs with it. But as a whole, it's good, I would say.
That makes sense.
Now, did you always have your own delivery, or did you just add delivery because of pandemic?
We've delivered between 11 and 3 for a long time. Before, I really wasn't delivering, just because I was reluctant to. I don't know. I like to be in a store. I always wanted to have people here, and then drivers sometimes. They didn't always represent me. They were just like hire a driver, didn't have insurance, a couple other things, and it was just like, maybe I'm just going to kind of roll with it like this and just see what happens. And then once the franchise started letting people use Grubhub, Primo started letting everyone use Grubhub, I tried to jump on that as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. And then, that helped. The deliveries, it's good, but a lot of it is still like more takeout and phone-ins as opposed to so much delivery.
Sure. Well, do you have anything, we're probably going to wrap it up right about now. So I was thinking, do you have anything else you want to let everyone know that you're doing? Any specials coming up or anything that you want
to red carpet for you, whatever you got going on?
Yeah, great. So what I've always done here, we've always done 10% off for EMTs, police officers, firemen, nurses. I mean, I've always done that. So, but I don't think a lot of people know that. I have a sign out front, but I just think it gets overlooked. So if I see it, I'm like, nurse, blanket on, yeah, I'm like 10% off. So, I mean, I would really like to push that out there. And I'll probably, once things start to, hopefully return normal, I'll probably start running specials on the weekends again, like something on Sunday, just so people get a taste. 'Cause I feel bad sometimes Mondays, if you're working, you really can't get the special if you live in Ardmore because you're at work. So at least on the weekends, this way I could try and balance it out, get to both, both customer bases.
And I guess you're there 7 days a week, huh?
Well, I used to be all the time, and it was because I was, crazy about it. I want, this is everything I have in one spot. But I've definitely been able to lighten the load on myself because with kids, my wife threatening me, and I got to sleep next to her, so I'm worried about that. And I definitely have a lot of people I work with are really, really good, and they care about the business as much as I do. So it's definitely easier to take a day off as opposed to in the very beginning when I was running around like a nut, losing weight and stuff like that.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
But I see that we're coming on to the lunch hour, and I don't want to keep you from making some fresh sandwiches for everybody.
Nah, man, no problem at all. I'm happy. I was happy to do this. This is great. And I thank you very much for the opportunity, guys.
Oh, definitely.
Let's wrap this up. I know you guys specialize in subs, but let's wrap it up. And
wrap it up.
Right, that was a good one.
There you go. Wrap them up. Right. Hopefully, we're doing a lot of wrapping today. I pray.
And for everyone who took the time to watch this, thank you for joining us on this week's episode. New episodes come out every Tuesday at noon, so stay tuned for the next one and take care.
Thank you.